today we have got another interview with one of our Sharing Social members. I am Becca, and today we have got V from Navigate Business Recovery. V, do you want to tell us a little bit more about you and your role in the company?
Hi, Rebecca. Yes, thank you. First of all, thanks for inviting me to do this interview. I've been following you guys on social media, not stalking you, but every now and then I kind of like to see you guys and like and comment, and I love those live videos you do. So, keep it up. It's fantastic. So I started my business, Navigate Business Recovery, 3 years ago. And gosh, it's so hard work. I never thought running your business would be so difficult, and it is difficult, especially when you start it a little bit later on in life. You see people starting their businesses. I mean, I've advised directors of companies who are like 25, 28, 30, so when I started in my 50s, well, I was 50 when I started, so it was a little bit kind of like mind-boggling, thinking, how am I going to do this on my own? So we started 3 years ago. What we do is we deal with companies that are financially significantly in financial difficulty. So individuals who've got credit card debts, a lot of credit card debts, or they've accumulated lots of liabilities from a company that's failed, and they've got personal guarantees that then carries on with them in their life. We also deal with directors of companies who are thinking about alternative ways of closing their companies down. So they've either got anything from £200,000 to £8 or £9 million worth of debts, and they seek our advice about what it is that they can do to successfully give that company a decent burial, ensuring that the right legislation is applied.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, it does. It's very interesting, actually. I didn't realise, especially like the numbers that you're talking about. That's very insightful for me, and I'm sure lots of people watching will find out as well. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about how your company kind of uses social media? And because it sounds like at first glance it wouldn't necessarily lend itself, but I know that you've been working on some very exciting things on social recently.
Yes, yeah, we have. It's bizarre you say that, because initially when Navigate started, we're going to call Navigate NBR, because otherwise it's so long-winded. So NBR we used to do all our social media ourselves, and we never did it successfully. Every now and then I'd go on my mobile phone or on my laptop or something, and then click a few buttons and go on LinkedIn, say a few things, and then I'd forget about it for a month, maybe a week, maybe 10 days, and then never went back to it. I don't think I was even I had a Twitter account, but I don't think I even used a Twitter account. So my business coach, Peter, said to us last summer that you need to be out there doing social media. You need to be doing things. You need to get your brand out there, let people know who you are, what you're doing, what you're all about. So we found a company that does that for us. So we've got LinkedIn. We're now on LinkedIn. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram and Facebook. The latter two, Facebook and Instagram, is purely for brand awareness, whereas Twitter and LinkedIn the posts on there are aimed more at trying to attract new work referrals, making good connections with people that we think will give us the work. We're doing some really wonderful things at the moment. So we have a monthly catch up with my social media company. His name's Amit. So we decide what are we going to plan for the next 4 weeks into LinkedIn and all the other 3 platforms. So the Monday we have what we call a shout out going out to our team members. So we have Donna, we have Andy, we have Matt, we have Mitchell, and we're starting a little very small brief campaign that will basically say that I wouldn't exist without them. This Navigate isn't about me, it's about them. I say to people, Donna is my right hand, my left hand, and everything in between as well, so, and people kind of laugh at that. So we've got a post going out on Monday basically saying what I've just said, and then the following Monday, people say Mondays are a bit daunting because they've had a long weekend. Mondays we use as a very reflecting day. So we look at the week before, we look at the 4 days coming up. What are we going to do? How are we going to do it? Who are we going to contact? how we're going to plan our work. So we look at Mondays as a really positive day for us because we're raring to go for the rest of the week, you know.
Yeah, that sounds really good, and a really lovely idea, actually, using what most people would consider as like, oh, it's another Monday, I hate this, putting that positive spin on it and showcasing your team as well. I think people love that side of social media when you can see a little bit like behind the closed doors, who are the people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Because you see so many people, they put posts out on social media, LinkedIn, Twitter, and my personal opinion is very much about me, you know. And I don't think social media is about me. Social media is about how I interact with you, how I find a solution for you, how I get you attracted subtly to the services that I'm providing without saying buy this off me kind of thing, you know.
Oh, yeah, completely. You can't just be like, oh, come buy this. It has to, you've got to build the relationship, haven't you, with your audience first.
Yeah, and it's such a struggle because, you know, often we have a company photographer, Jo Smiley. She's from a company called Striking Places. So I was messaging her this morning saying I had a go at taking some photos yesterday on my selfie stick, and oh my god, I said they turned out absolute rubbish, but we're so good at criticizing ourselves, aren't we?
Yeah.
So she said, oh, send them over to me and I'll have a look at them. So I sent them to her and she said, how do they look now? And she photoshopped a few things and sent them back and they look absolutely wonderful, you know. So she said, do you know what, my darling? She said, I'm going to come over Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm going to take 100 pictures of you and Donna and whoever you want, and then we'll post them out on social media. Don't do any more selfies, she said.
Yeah.
And I felt like that's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
I didn't want to spend time stressing out about what angle, the light, where do I sit. I've tried 4 different desks in lockdown. This is Donna's desk. I've got my desk over there. I've got a desk in the lounge. When the weather was really, really good, I was sitting in the garden. Then I was sitting at the dining table. So, you know, she was saying, well, we can capture all of those images. I'll come over. She said, don't worry about it. You get on and do what you're good at doing. She said, stop wasting my time. You know? So it was good.
That's really lovely. I think that's a very good point about on social media, there's a lot of pressure to have it just right, and anything visuals, any photos or videos that you do, or even audio now, is becoming more and more prevalent in social media. People seem to, in my experience, and definitely with sharing social, we've seen things that look real rather than being polished to perfection perform much, much better, and people resonate with that content.
Of course, and I find you're 100% correct there, because there is this undeserving pressure where you're looking at LinkedIn, you're looking at Twitter, you're looking at Facebook and things, and you sit there and you go, oh, so and so's doing this and so so's doing that, and why am I not doing it?
Yeah.
But I suppose, and of course, it's the society has become so vain. Yeah. That everything must look perfect. You don't have to. You know, I've seen people doing when I talk to my clients, they will come on the camera on Zoom with their dressing gown, because I've known them for like 8-10 months, and they're like, oh, it's only V, dressing gown's okay. But and I know that that's not socially acceptable on social media. I totally understand that. But I think social media sometimes appears to go the other way. So it's almost like you said, it has to be perfect. Yeah. You then look back at yourself and you think, oh my God, I've got to retake. And before you know it, something that's supposed to take you half an hour is taking you 2 days.
Yeah. It's bad.
Isn't that the case?
It shouldn't be like that. It should just be, you know, you are who you are. Just get on camera. Just do it.
Just get on camera. Yeah. And you get better with time, I suppose. Mm-hmm. It's like with everything, practice makes perfect, and I don't think there is a generalized perfect anyway, but you get better is what I'm trying to say. You know, that you the more you do it, you get a little bit better, and you can go back and look at your 10 videos and you think, oh, I started 5 months ago, but look what I've achieved in the last 5 months. I've got better as I've kept doing it on and on and on, if that makes sense, you know.
No, completely, it does. So just to kind of like bring everything together, What you've mentioned that LinkedIn and Twitter are your primary social media
Yes.
platforms at the moment. Are there any big challenges that you've experienced over the last couple of months, or has it been
Oh,
okay? Oh no.
do you know, I used to have sleepless nights because of social media, because Peter, my coach, used to say, you have to post, you have to get on social media, you have to go, you have to do it.
Yeah.
Not so much now because we've outsourced it, and the monthly catch up with Amit is so much easier because we'll have a little chat for an hour about what's upcoming in the legislation, in the work that we do, what's top news, how's lockdown affecting businesses, is there any websites I can point him to, so that he's then better equipped for the month going down the line for him to then find what to post about.
Yeah.
But the challenges are trying to keep up with what's going on already.
Yeah.
It's almost like technology. You get one new mobile phone, 2 months later there's another one.
Yeah.
Social media evolves so quickly that you're almost pressurized to keep on top of it, keep tracking it all the time, and I've decided as part of my remit from January this year that I'm not conforming to the way that the world looks at social media. We will navigate business recovery, we'll do what we feel is enough in a subtle way, but still evolving in line slowly with what's going on in the world, rather than jumping in and thinking, well, we need to do videos, podcasts, blah blah blah, whatever it is that everyone else is doing out there, because it's too much pressure.
No, that's very true. And I think just because you can doesn't always mean that you should. If recently there's been lots of talk about TikTok, and I'm a personal fan of TikTok, but that doesn't mean that it necessarily suits all businesses. And if your audience isn't on there, then maybe hold back and see what happens in the rest of the industry, how other people are using it, before you just jump on and put way too much energy into it too soon. I think what you're doing is a really great strategy.
Yeah, and I remember meeting you guys for the first time. I was absolutely gobsmacked.
Yeah.
I remember, was it on the platform in Moorgate or something, isn't it?
Yeah. It's go on.
So I remember coming to one of your first events where Making sang. Do you know Making? Yeah, so Making, the tea lady, was there. And you did the TikTok presentation. Oh, golly, that was amazing. Well, there was 95 people there. There was no room. It was almost back to back, and the energy, the buzz, the vibe was just really awesome. And it just shows what Base Creative and you and Ian and the rest of the team, and there's a lady with a curly hair, I can't remember her name now.
Who would have been there?
Sally? Is it Sally who's part of your team?
Not
Sally.
Sarah Clay. She helps us out.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. So all of those people just made it perfect. And we all felt, we didn't feel like we attended a social media event. We felt like we were part of the event. That's how it was organized. So well done, you guys. You do a great job.
Thank you. That means a lot. That's kind of what we strive for. We want people to feel like it's not just another networking event.
Yes.
I have to be very formal and official, and some networking events can be quite stuffy, and you feel almost like uptight the whole time. And we try to create a very relaxed vibe where like you say, if you leave Sharing Social feeling like you've had a good time, you've felt involved, and that's what we're aiming for. So thank you for that, Bea. That's really lovely.
You're welcome. It's well deserved.
No. Well, thank you so much for chatting to me today. I really, really appreciate it. And I think all of our Sharing Social members are going to find this really, really insightful. Just before we hop off, do you want to let everyone